My friends, many people in this world and most Christianity do not know what is going on behind the scenes. You see, they do not know what is going on behind the scenes because they don't spend time with the Spirit of God. They don't spend time with Jesus Christ. You see, when you spend time with the consuming fire, His thoughts, His discernment, His way of thinking, His way of seeing and hearing and perceiving will indwell in you. See, that is why we have to spend time with Him, think on Him. Let Him become the meditation of our hearts. Our spoken word are the word that we speak through our actions. You see? But people don't do this, and so what happens is that they begin to exalt the wisdom of the world and the way of the wise men of the world, wise women, and they only see the natural. They cannot perceive the spiritual. You see, because following Jesus Christ is a spiritual journey. It's a spiritual path, a narrow one at the same time. You see, it's a path where we can see the same thing, but we are given discernment by the Spirit of God. We are given wisdom by the Spirit of God about the same occurrence. The whole world will perceive it one way, but you will perceive it another way. Sometimes He will open your spiritual eyes to see things that human beings will call you crazy if you tell them. You see, they call you nuts. But you see, you've been given to see those things for a certain reason. You see, why? So that you draw nigh to Him, so that you draw close to Jesus Christ. You see, there is what runs this world, and all the might and splendor and arrays that are shown to us, this big masquerade of success, is wickedness. You see, the principalities and powers and rulers of darkness, the ones who rule this world, have nothing to do with the kingdom of God. You see, they have no power over us unless it is given to them by the kingdom of God, by Jesus Christ. You see, but what most Christians don't realize is that what they exalt with their heart is what they condemn with their lips, and it renders them powerless, absolutely powerless. They are a hypocritical reflection of the world, and even bigger hypocrites in the sight of Jesus Christ. You see, people don't know what sacrifices rich in the guise, in the masquerade that is called progress and civilization, the smoke screen. You see, behind that lurks the real things that are done in secret. And some of these things that are done in secret, they are just too wicked to even utter with the tongue. You see, they commit spiritual fornication. They commit all manner of adulteries in order to get power from these principalities and powers. And then they intellectualize it and water it down to 0.01% hydrochloric acid, or they so that people can digest it. You see, and they don't realize that they're eating something that comes from real poison, something that can destroy you. You see, these people, they never tell you how they get what they have. Then they deceive people by telling them, oh yeah, everybody can become rich, all you have to do is work hard and do this and do that. Yeah, they don't tell you what you have to work hard at doing. You see, they'll tell you, well, you need to go and work for them as something and work your way up. No, that doesn't happen like that, my friends. You see, many musicians, artists, scientists, you look, and psychologists, they had a deep connection with the spiritual realm. You see, if you look at chemistry's origins are from alchemy. You see, many people, they don't want to know the truth. If you know Jesus Christ, you will know all things, my friends. You see, because when I read something or when I see something, it filters through the Spirit of God within me, And even though the motive of the book will want to lead me astray into one thing, the Spirit of God will tell me, look, this is what this means. This is where this goes. This leads to this path. That leads there. This man was lost in this. You see? But people don't have that relationship with the Spirit of God. They don't seek Jesus in their hearts. He doesn't become everything. He doesn't become their king. You see? And that's why they never perceive. That's why they exalt Ptolemy, or that's why they exalt Archimedes. That's why they exalt Pythagoras. That's why they exalt so and so, Donald Trump, or Warren Buffett, or so and so, anyone, whoever you see, the Egyptian wise men. You see, the wise men of Babylon. You see, and their ways. But they don't realize that some people will argue with you, well, you go to the doctor, you do this and you do. Yeah, I do, but in my heart I took it to Jesus first. You see? I do use a car. I don't fly around in the Spirit yet. Now that doesn't mean that God can't move me. You see, that's the difference with me. You see? I can't limit God. People don't know the power of God. That's why they speak out of ignorance and arrogance that disseminates from that ignorance, that comes from that ignorance. You see? Because they don't know God. They don't know the power of God. The chariots came from heaven to pick up Elijah. You see? Philip was the Spirit of God caught away Philip and took him from one place to another. You see, who am I? Who am I to start limiting God? I don't know. Many times God has moved me to pray for people I don't know in China, in other places. You see, in all kinds of places, God quickens His people to do things. But you see, people don't know God. And that's why they don't know that what runs this world is wickedness. You see, these people are doing things to get the power from those spiritual entities, from those spiritual rulers of darkness. You see, Satan told Jesus, all these things will I give unto you if you fall down and worship me. You see, but Jesus chose the path that His Father had laid out for Him, which was a path of what? It was a path of rejection. It was a path of a treacherous one. A path that led to physical death. A path that led to only few people following after Him. You see? A path of a lamb to be slaughtered. You see, in order to have a spiritual victory over the flesh. You see? Which is what Satan uses against everybody. And the principalities and powers. You see, these people are rich people, then they hide behind words like civilization, progress, you see, a new way, you see, enlightenment and illumination. Now there's nothing wrong with the word illumination or enlightenment. It's the spirit behind it. You see, what they're doing to, how are they getting illuminated? How are they getting enlightened? You see, they don't tell you that they're following ritualistic things. They're doing all kinds of things in secret in order to make pacts with these things to harness the power. And what happens is that they're owned by those things now. So now they have to make payments, because nothing Satan does is for free. You see, nothing they do, and the price is with interest, my friends. You see, now you have to go and do this. Now you have to go and do that. Just yesterday you were saying, I will never. Today you've done 20,000 times more than what you said yesterday, I will never. Because they have lured you in. You see, gradualism in some cases. Very subtle. Little by little by little. They take you in. You become owned by greed. You become owned by anger. You become owned by seduction, by adultery, by lusts, by all your fleshly, by power. You see, because Satan shows you his hand, shows you his might, shows you how to smash somebody in the face and stand over them. See, Jesus never said that. Jesus said, when somebody hits you on this side, you turn down. How many people can do that? See, very, very few. Very, very, very few. close their eyes like Daniel and pray. Say, Lord, I can only imagine what he said. Or like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego get thrown in the fire. See, in my case, I've been through many things where I had no power. It's powerless, my friends. You start realizing then the power of God when you stop trusting in your own hands, when you stop trusting in your own might. You see, you start seeing these principalities and powers. You confront them, because now you're no longer a slave in the lion kingdom. You see, now you may be an ant, but the one who defends you is greater than the lions. You see, in that kingdom. So my friends, don't exalt the wisdom of the world. Follow Jesus Christ. Know Him. Become His book and let Him become your author. Follow Him. Know Him. Spend time with Him.